What's up?
What's going on?
Back in our subterranean headquarters.
We're back. We've had quite the week.
We have.
We've had a lot of things going on that we need to discuss.
It's been a long... Since we've last
Is
been
the
in the
camera
studio.
recording?
The camera is recording. I'm keeping an eye on it this week.
Hey,
This is why we need a producer.
I know. We had that for a little bit, but
Yeah.
we had to get rid of that guy because, well, for other reasons, and
Yeah.
we're doing damage control on that end. But
You know,
things
we had to murder him. Okay? Let's just...
flat out say it.
Yeah. It's okay
We'll
to
take him
admit to
out.
murder on...
After we watched The Irishman, we're like, you know what?
paint some houses.
Let's paint some houses.
Yeah. You know, we had... Man, I don't even remember what the producer's name was.
Yeah,
Adam?
something like that.
I don't know. He was supposed to ship out
I've
a bunch
made
of
me-
merch that didn't get shipped out. He's supposed to do
In all seriousness, yeah.
a few things, you know. Anyway, he's dead now,
Okay.
and we're back in control of things.
There you go.
So
Those things will be done.
we're going to get that handled this week. We have a new batch of merch that will go into production
It's exciting
on
stuff.
the 18th. So in 8 short days.
Yeah,
So
it's going into production.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So it'll probably
we've-
be ready a couple of days after that, but we're super excited.
Yeah, we had a winner of our little giveaway, so we've been working on that. We started production on that.
Speaking of things that are in production,
Yeah,
that's
so
in production.
we started that this week. We got a lot of. I want to do a Zach Morris timeout for a second. 'Cause
Okay.
we got quite a few followers this week.
Yeah, and thank
So,
you.
Hello.
Welcome to the madness.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. No, all seriousness, thank you. It's pretty cool. So we got that going on. We were going to possibly maybe do Parade, but that got canceled.
We were, and it did. The weather.
Weather.
Just a couple of old men talking about the weather.
Seriously.
Nothing to see here.
Well, we were joking around about we were just going to do like a video of us sitting out there at the table, like bring everything out there,
Yeah.
like the table, and just be sitting on the side of the road downtown.
But then you also remember sometimes
Weather.
we can go too far for a bit. And
Like, we really had a conversation, like, should we? And it's like, well, I got to go home and get tables and chairs, and like we have to wait until it's nighttime
yeah,
because otherwise
like we have to
bit
go
is
home and
just
then leave
isn't-
again, and it's
like,
a thing.
yeah, it's just like, listen, at a certain point, the joke becomes not funny
Yeah,
for two people that would be like, hey,
in the joke.
yeah, I'd just be like, hey, Parade got canceled, guys. We would like live stream just regular traffic.
That'd have been great. We shouldn't have given away the bit.
just be announcing just
So you know,
regular-
the next time we're involved in a parade that gets canceled,
yeah,
we're doing it.
it's gonna be Tucker and the Beard random parade.
We're just gonna we're just gonna live stream traffic. We're gonna comment on people who walk by. It's gonna be great. It'll be a 3-hour event. Make sure to tune in.
Live stream.
Yeah.
So you can see, but yeah, we're just gonna talk about just the regular cars going by.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I see nothing
People.
wrong with that.
done. But we did
We have some
some.
new shirts.
I got an early.
Look, you can see.
Yeah.
If you're watching the video,
Yes, it is. Let me talk about the fashion statement today.
Yeah.
These are the Jay and Silent Bob Reboot Roadshow Tour shirts
yes,
that we obtained as we went
to
a
the
very late Reboot Roadshow
yeah we did.
show, and we're still. I still like feel like I'm kind of recovering, but it took me a couple days to get
To really
acclimated.
get the serotonin levels back in balance in our
Yeah.
brains from staying up all night. Because again, we're old men,
Yes,
and
I'm not that guy anymore.
staying out till
Just-
5:00 in the morning is not a thing that we do.
Yeah, so there was 2 separate shows. The first show was at 7:30. We were not able to get those tickets; those had already been sold out. So we got tickets to the show that was supposed to start at 9:45.
Which is late, but like manageable.
Doable.
Home by 1 in the morning.
Yeah, just going. Oh, I was already kind of dreading that one. Like, I'm usually I'm usually putting myself to bed by that time.
Yeah.
Or at least, I'm getting ready for bed.
Yeah, but you caffeinate yourself and you push through because it was going to be awesome.
Yeah, it was totally, going to be awesome. And so it was supposed to start at 9:45. Got an email the night before. I sent it to you the morning of, saying from the event saying that it show was probably not going to start till 10:30.
Yeah, they're like we're anticipating, because there was regular tickets and then there were VIP meet and greet tickets.
Right.
And
we'll
apparently they sold a lot of the VIP meet and greet tickets for the first show.
Yeah.
And they were anticipating already that the early show was going to run over.
Yeah. And we'll kind of explain what this is, because I feel like this is a game changer.
Yeah, it was super
in certain
cool.
aspects, in certain aspects, because a lot of people did not understand what we were doing.
No.
So we didn't end up actually getting in until 11. I think is when they opened the doors and we got in and sat down.
Sent my wife a screenshot of the time from my phone screen just before the lights went down.
I like how you said phone screen.
I just like my home screen, like my unlock screen. I just screenshotted it, showing the time, and that was about 10 minutes before the lights went down for the movie. Well, not for the intro to the movie,
right?
And that was at 11:44 p.m.
Okay, so it was way after. I was like, we didn't get in until 11, but we didn't start until right before midnight.
Just before midnight was when...
For a show that was supposed to start at 9:45.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're already... we were already hurting a little bit.
Yeah, we were already doing the math of when we were going to get... Because it was roughly about a 3-hour show.
Yeah, it was a 3-hour-ish event.
So what this is Kevin Smith, writer and director Kevin Smith, new movie, which is a tie-in to his View Askew universe, which is the Jay and Silent Bob. Well, they're essentially the C-3PO and R2-D2 of his movies.
Yeah.
But this was the newest one, and I think you said it well. Like the marketing budget of this movie was
nothing.
So they decided to take it on the road instead of releasing it in theaters.
Yeah, they made an event out of it and turned it into a tour, much like how a band would tour when they release a new album.
Right. And so he is the writer, director, and also star of the movie, as well as Jason Mewes, who is the other main co-star that BJ and Silent Bob have gone on the road with it. And they are, we were joking around a little while ago, about halfway through the tour.
Yes.
And getting to Phoenix. And
Phoenix was the halfway point.
Yeah, and so they are touring with it, and so he came out and did a little thing before the movie, kind of introduced the movie, and then afterwards was out for quite some time with Q&A. They were both out for a Q&A to ask questions and, well, whatever questions you could kind of think of, because there was some pretty stupid questions that were asked.
Which, is anytime...
Given. Yeah. You give someone a microphone.
Yeah. And then they get to tell their life story because there's nobody there to stop them.
Yeah, which did happen. Nice lady.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hurt. But it was a new kind of concept that we were on the way home at 3 o'clock in the morning discussing.
Closer to 4, but okay.
Well, I walked through my door at home. We were on the road.
Yeah. I know I pulled into my driveway at 4:45 p.m. or a.m.
Yeah. And we had plans. We had plans to power through. We had
I did, pretty much. I mean, I closed my eyes for a few minutes, and then we have a standing men's breakfast group that we kind of put together here in town that meets every Friday morning at 8 a.m. And one of us made it.
I full-blown own the fact I did not make it. I made it in the house. I was like, okay, cool. I'm feeling good. I'm going to power through.
I can do this.
I was up for about
The tiger starts playing.
Yeah, I was up for about an hour. I was like, okay, cool. I know I told you, I'm like, text me when you get home, just so I knew you like didn't fall asleep on the road on the way home. Got your text and everything. I'm like, okay. Just kind of got like a little bit one of those headaches where you just, okay, I'm just going to close my eyes a minute. And woke up when my alarm is set to, which was, at 5. So I really didn't get very much sleep, but I got more sleep than I was planning on, because sometimes that can be a disservice.
Yes.
Which in my case, I was instantly feeling like garbage.
Yeah, I took basically what equated to a 90-minute power nap, and then got up and went, because we had, again, we're filming this commercial for a small business here in town.
Yeah.
And we had set some cameras to do some time lapse work the day before. And so I went to breakfast. I went and picked up the cameras so we could start muddling through that footage. And yeah. I ran all the errands. I had to pick up hay. I had to pick up animal food.
Yeah.
I did all the things, because at that point,
you might as well.
Yeah, the wife was like, "So you're gonna come home and sleep?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably not."
Yeah, I didn't get home till I ended up going home. I took the kids to school, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home and like try and lay down for a little bit. And it's when you're so tired that your body's just fighting it and going, no, this isn't sleep time. This is work time.
Yeah, you got stuff to do, bro.
And so it's just kind of like shutting it down. And I think I got another hour's worth of sleep before I had to get up, and then I went and showed houses.
Yeah.
And then got done with that, and then did all the regular, errands and stuff like that.
It's at that point that you start really working on finding the fine balance between just enough caffeine and too much.
Yeah.
It's a dance with the devil, my friend.
Oh, it's too much.
Because too much, and you get wired.
Yeah.
You get, at least for me, I get a real bad headache. I get pretty irritable.
Yeah.
And then I can't go to sleep at a regular time.
Right.
So it was just finding that perfect,
it's like, well, I need a little
balance.
I need a little bit of caffeine, but not much, because that whole thing. But it took me a couple days to get back a hold of it. It wasn't until Saturday.
It messes with your serotonin levels a little bit, so you're not in quite the right mood for
I had to
get
a
little bit.
I had to get up early on Saturday for something, some errand or something like that. So it's just messing you all up. But can I say that it was worth it? Yeah. I mean, I'd do it again. Yeah. If it was like tonight, I'd be like, all right.
Absolutely.
Pass me the energy drink. It's time. Hand me some Popeye's chicken. By the way, I'm going to start there in our little trip.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we already kind of gave an explanation of what it is, but I did get to try for the first time some Popeye's chicken.
I was so happy that I was able to introduce you.
Yeah, that you
to the wonders
for the first time
that is Popeye.
But
chicken.
I'm still gonna say there was pros and cons, because we had the challenge of, was it Popeyes or Chick-fil-A, who takes it. I'm still in the middle. There's some pros and cons.
Nope.
Really?
The Popeye's chicken sandwich is the clear winner.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not saying that I don't still like the Chick-fil-A. Right. I'm not like, never again.
You're not.
If I'm going to eat a chicken sandwich, it's going to be a Popeye's chicken. There's not a Popeye's chicken for 90 miles from here.
The closest one is in Phoenix.
Yeah. And so, listen, the Chick-fil-A sandwich is good.
Yeah.
But the Popeye's chicken sandwich,
it was something special. It
just takes everything that the Chick-fil-A sandwich is and raises the game a little bit.
And shall I show you what I have kept from?
Please do, because this is above everything else.
They got some points for this, like some serious points for this.
Mr. Tucker has a violently ill reaction
to two things.
Two things
are at the top of my list that will cause physical, emotional damage.
We call it the eject button.
Yeah, it is my kryptonite, which is mustard and pickles.
Yes.
You have been with me in the past where I've requested said things not be on burger. or
Yeah.
whatever, and
they show up anyway.
It's not great. It's
No.
not a great moment. Luckily, we're not filming or anything during that because it wouldn't be good. But I have to tell this story because the funniness of it, we go through the drive-thru at Popeyes, right? And I get my chicken sandwich, no pickles, and out of it. And shall I say that there was a language barrier to an extent?
There was you're ordering through a drive-through talk box, which is always questionable how good the audio is on the other side of it.
Right.
And B, there is definitely something like a language barrier between myself and the person
on the other end
taking the order.
Correct. So
you add those two things together, and it's really a recipe for this might not go the way you want it to.
I'm getting, and she said no pickles. She said it.
She repeated it back several times.
But I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna get some pickles on this on this chicken sandwich. This is not the first taste that I'm gonna want of this special chicken sandwich. But the key part of this is you order
an orange soda.
An orange soda, right? And it was like 5 or 6 times that you had to specify. Nothing rhymes with orange.
No.
Nothing rhymes with orange. Like, that's very well known. But she was like, a large soda. What kind of soda do you want? And you're like, an orange soda. Yes, large soda. What kind of soda do you want? And back for it. And it was like, no, like the color. Orange.
Yeah, and I'm not,
soda.
I'm not the type to lose my temper with somebody at a fast food restaurant. But I found myself with the only course of action available to me at the time was speak slower and louder.
Yes, and it still didn't work.
Elevating until I did. I
think you said
I didn't have anger in my voice when I did it, but I had to shout. I was just, orange soda, and yeah.
I think the next thing would you would have been like, fine, just
give me a freaking Coke.
Give me Coke. Great. So that was just it, but it added to the fact, and you even said that you're getting pickles on your sandwich. Yeah.
As soon as this, I was like, listen, bro, just check for pickles.
Reach into the bag, and on my chicken sandwich wrapped is a nice sticker. Yeah. Green sticker. No pickles.
Here, you gotta
get it close.
You gotta bring that in.
All right.
This is the level of attention to detail that they put.
So I kept the
sandwich at Popeye's Chicken.
So I can be at the store and be like, no pickles.
No pickles.
I just need one that says no mustard.
Yeah.
No mustard, no pickles. So
unfortunately, I don't think they have anything with mustard on their menu at.
I'm just talking about for other places.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying we're gonna have to find a no mustard sticker somewhere else.
Somewhere. But yeah, it came no pickles, like exactly, and you got your orange soda.
I did.
Then we pulled over next door during like some kind of crazy traffic stop and just ate chicken sandwiches while
in a kind of a ghetto parking lot.
Yeah, just hey, we're gonna go ahead and watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we went down to the event, and we're standing in a very, very long line.
Yes.
For a very long time.
Well, we got in line
at
about no. We got in line at 8:15.
That's right. Yeah.
We were there like an hour and a half before the show was, because it was general seating, so there's no reserved seating. It's in a comedy club, so we're not in a movie theater, so that's something to keep in mind. And so if you've ever been to a comedy club, it's just tables.
Yeah.
It's like a dining room essentially. Yeah. And so we're in the comedy club. Everything is great. We're having a good time.
Yep.
But first we stood in line for
wow. I didn't even put the math together.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, we stood in line for 2 hours and 45 minutes before we even got in to be able to
sat down.
And then it was another 45 minutes before.
Mm-hmm. So, all things considered, we got to downtown Phoenix and parked the car And by the time we left, we're talking 8 to about 2:30
when it got out. Yeah,
we're talking this was 6.5 hours.
Yeah, investment.
The entire experience was 6.5 hours long, not including drive time to and from.
Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself though because we had the opportunity, we couldn't figure it out to try and grab some scooters.
The scooter app was not working, unfortunately, which made me sad.
But
it bummed me out.
We would have had more time if we had known. But we would have been.
But we would have wasted a lot more time trying to figure out the stupid scooters.
Yeah, and we would have. We were not close to the front of the line.
No.
And we were far from the end.
Yeah, if any of our listeners are familiar with the Cityscape Shopping Center, in downtown Phoenix, then you'll know where the box office to Stand Up Live is, and it wrapped around the entire inner circle courtyard of Cityscape, back around past where they right now have an ice skating rink, which I think is hilarious that there's an ice skating rink in downtown Phoenix.
Yeah,
like
okay,
good on them.
Yeah,
and then down about half a city block past the entrance to the shopping center.
Yeah.
So it was a huge line, and I would say we were like right in the top third of the line.
Right. We were closer to the
So some people must have started lining up closer to like 7. That's what I'm guessing, which is out of control.
Yeah, I mean, we got perfectly good seats because the front rows were the VIP reserved tables. Yeah. And I think you got slightly a better seat than me, but I didn't get a bad seat. And that's just because this is an active restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was sitting, you had like the end of the table.
Yeah.
And I was to your right, and I had line of people that decided to order everything on the menu.
They did. They went hard.
And the waiter continuously wanted to walk in.
They kept ordering.
Yeah, and then just would stand in front of me.
Yeah, you probably lost about 6 to 7 minutes of movie time to staring directly into the waiter's butt.
Yeah, and it was, and I was just trying to do that little dance of go this side, and then he'd move, and some people went hard in the yard with some food, and that was not...
Wasn't cheap food.
That was not cheap food by any means. And then, but... So I had a little bit more of distraction than maybe you did. He was probably still a little bit in your way when he kept on reaching over.
He was, but...
I was able to get the gist of the scenes. I could still hear it.
It didn't kill the movie.
No. But it was just kind of like, oh...
But this was, hands down, it was very, very different from any movie-going experience that you've ever had before.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about that I could see it becoming more of a thing. I just think that the writer-director needs to fit that kind of...
Yeah, some directors Kevin Smith, aren't going to be able to pull it off.
He was able to pull it off and was able to kind of make fun of it and actually hold up conversations. And that was the second showing.
Yeah.
He had already done this.
And he had done it 30 evenings prior to this.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got it. I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, hey, we're here. I got to be here because part of the thing.
Because I sold you a ticket.
Like, just answered a bunch of questions earlier, and you're probably going to ask me the same questions over again. You would have never known.
Well, and that was what I found to be one of the coolest parts of it. You know, we mentioned earlier, there was a point in the Q&A where there was a person who just really went on and on and on.
It wasn't so much a question, more of a story.
Yeah, told this big story before asking, a pretty easy to, quick to answer question.
Right.
And at this point, there were murmurs in the crowd.
Right. And I will add that I don't know this lady from anybody or whatever, but I don't know if she was mentally aware of I don't know her history or anything like that, but she didn't seem like altogether with it. Trying not to be offensive that she's watching this, but
You never know.
The way that she was kind of going up, she was telling a story about how she had met them previously and how much that had meant in her life. And so on and so forth. But it went on for a while. But like, as you said, that there was some murmurs.
Yeah, the crowd starts checking out a little bit because they didn't come here to listen to that woman's story.
Right.
They came here to hear, Kevin and Jason talk.
Right.
Really. But what I found was so fantastic is in those moments where, again, the crowd is starting to turn. As far as Kevin and Jason were concerned, that woman was the only woman in the room.
Yeah. It actually...
They had she had their entire focus.
Yeah. And they didn't...
And that was amazing.
Yeah.
They didn't try and shut her up or speed her up. They let her say what she needed to say.
Mm-hmm. And then probably added on a little bit more time at the end of it to kind of make it, because I didn't hear anybody at the end be like, oh, if that lady wouldn't have gone on for it, she took up on it. No. She went on her thing and she was, very heartfelt. But like you said, they gave their entire attention, answered her questions, let her know how much that meant to them, that they remember, that had such an impact on her life and so on and so forth.
It was, in a lot of ways, it was exactly what the movie was.
Yes.
We
haven't even gotten to the movie review yet because of how awesome everything else was.
Which this movie was 100% fan service.
I've never watched a movie that was more fan service than this one. And Kevin Smith said a line before the movie started. And I cannot stop thinking about it because he goes, I am the biggest Kevin Smith fan.
Yeah.
And the movie was that.
Yes. This is a Kevin Smith movie for Kevin Smith fans. It had more cameos than Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Just if you're familiar with this universe of films and stories, then 100% you will love all of the inside jokes and
they give you all the inside jokes plus new ones plus and cameo and give you tie up to certain characters what they've been up to.
And it wasn't even slightly annoying that his daughter was
I totally thought
one of the main stars of the film, and I was a little worried about that.
Yeah, I think I talked about it before that I was nervous because I thought I was going to get irritated by it.
Yeah, but wasn't at any point.
And she's sitting there. There's scenes because essentially it's them Hollywood's making a movie about Jay and Silent Bob, and they're going to stop it again. Which is part of the joke of reboot and remakes and everything like that. But the director of the reboot is Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, yes, and which so I found that hilarious.
They were making fun of Kevin Smith like throughout the movie, and she's sitting there talking about. She's like, "Oh, I can't stand that Kevin Smith guy," and you never like it. It was funny.
It was again. This was a movie for the fans by
the fan,
the biggest Kevin Smith fan in the world, who happens to be Kevin Smith,
right? And so it was just one of those things. He said that before the movie started, and then he talked about one of the scenes of it. And I don't want to give too much away, especially if you're a Kevin Smith fan, because
you need to see this. It is available for pre-order on digital formats right now, and it's a smoking deal too. It's like $10.
Oh yeah, it's like, and if you like the Kevin Smith movies, and especially if you've seen, listen, if you're walking into this cold, you might get a kick out of certain things, but you're going to be really lost.
Yeah, you won't appreciate this. I will say the same thing I would say to a Star Wars virgin.
Right.
Even though the original, even though the prequels are not like the greatest, at least the first one is definitely not the greatest. You got to start there.
I was like, are you proud of me right now that I'm not? All right.
You got to start there.
Right.
If you've not seen a Kevin Smith film before today, don't start with this movie.
Right.
Start with Clerks.
You are not going to understand anything in regards to what is going on. It's not one of those movies. But I had very, very low expectation just because I was trying not to get my hopes up. I was just going to be like, I'm a little nervous. His daughter's like one of the main stars of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's whatever. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
The experience. It was great.
You know,
like I really, really did appreciate it. There was one missing, and I'm not even going to say who it was, but if I was disappointed, there was one missing piece.
Yeah,
I'll tell you off mic that I was like, oh man, I really wish that person would have been in the movie.
There was a couple. I went home and told my wife, who's also a big Kevin Smith fan, that it was like, I was like, oh, like every single cameo, and she starts naming people. I'm like, nope, they weren't in it.
Yeah,
nope, they weren't in it. I'm like, dang it, we're in the fun. But
there were so many.
Yeah,
you know that again, and this was a tribute, like you mentioned earlier, almost purely to the Viewisk universe.
Yeah. So
Kevin Smith has made movies outside of the Viewisk universe.
Mm-hmm. They haven't done as well.
No, because they don't have those. Again, it comes down to those characters that people latch onto. So but it's not a tribute to those movies, and it doesn't encompass those movies at all.
Yeah,
which I think is important to
you get to see what some of the characters have been up to.
Yeah.
Then there's a bunch of new characters, and it makes fun of itself, similar to like how the new 21 Jump Street did.
Yes.
It kind of made
22 Jump Street or whatever it was.
It kind of made fun of what the movie was. It's talking about it being a reboot when this is literally a reboot. It was.
Yes. It's a reboot of a reboot.
Yeah, and just made fun of itself the whole entire time. But if you want good entertainment and you enjoy Kevin Smith movies, watch it.
Get after it. It was a fun one.
See it.
Pre-order the movie.
Yes. So
what else?
We got
There's a lot going on in movie land.
I know. We're gonna almost have to do a whole completely separate video of a whole bunch of trailers came out.
New Ghostbusters trailer came out. I'm committing to. I'm just not gonna watch. I'm gonna really double down on this.
Okay.
I will watch teasers, but I'm done watching trailers.
Okay. I'm not there yet, just because I love that series so much.
I kind of noticed last week. I was like, I don't really watch trailers, and then we talked about 3 trailers that I watched, and I was like, okay, I really don't watch very many, but we just happened to talk about the 3 that I did.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm doubling down on that. I will watch the first teasers that come out for a new movie. But other than that,
I'm
swearing off trailers.
I've been doing that with Star Wars. Of trying to, I watched like the first initial trailer, and then I'm like, okay, that's.
Except for we actually showed the full final trailer for Rise of the Skywalker.
Right, and my point is that like right now they're going, watch these clips from the movie and stuff like that. And I'm like, nope.
They more and more they're giving the movie away.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I were talking about it the other day because there was a new show that came out, and we didn't see it the night that it premiered, which is the Marvelous Miss Maisel. I don't know if you ever ended up sitting down and watching that.
You know what? My wife and I just started.
Fantastic, but the new season kicked out, and it was my wife was on her phone or something like that, and she's like, threw it down. She's like, if you don't watch something in like the first 24 hours, like it's out there.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get away from the spoilers at that point.
Yeah. Whole bunch.
Speaking of things that also, the Skywalker saga is coming to an end. We'll be going and seeing that movie very soon.
Wah, wah, wah.
What quickly became a favorite show of mine, that you pushed me to watch, and the actual only reason that I subscribe.
Pushed you to watch so many shows.
The only reason I actually subscribe. Most people subscribe to HBO to watch Game of Thrones.
I know. Do not even give anything.
And I subscribed to HBO to watch Silicon Valley.
Yeah, it is a fantastic show, and
it came to an end this week, and
last night.
Yeah. 2 nights, whatever. I'm sad that you haven't seen it because I have things I want to talk to you about and I won't bother you with those details since you haven't seen the finale.
There's been a lot of show watching, movie watching.
Yeah.
stuff. But yes.
And yeah, we've got 2 movies next week.
Yeah, that we'll try and do both.
Yeah, we've got a Netflix movie and we've got a theater movie.
Oh,
so
first time well, we're not counting this because this was kind of an event kind of thing, but actually going to the movies, it's going to be like 2 weeks because before that was Irishman. So first time back since 21 Bridges.
But yeah, we're gonna check out Jumanji.
Yep, and then the Netflix Michael Bay flick 6 Underground, which looks really good.
It looks like it's gonna be a fun watch. So I think it might be one of the first straight to Netflix films that I'm gonna wish I was able to see in a theater.
Yeah, as Ryan Reynolds said, this is going to be the most Michael Bay movie.
True story.
So we'll see.
Anyway, let's wrap this thing up. As usual, thank you guys so much for your continued support. We love you and appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, new merch coming out a couple weeks. And that's going to be about it.
More commercials, more
like,
stuff.
Comment, subscribe, share,
all
do the things. Rate, review. We need you.
Appreciate you.
And until next time, he's Tucker.
He's Beard.
We are out.